What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Here I'm going to start talking about spoilers to Man of Steel. Now, if you haven't seen my review, I'll put the link to that down below, so make sure to check that out. And if you haven't seen Man of Steel yet, please do not watch this until you watch Man of Steel. If you've saw Man of Steel, please, watch this, and if you like my points about the movie and my faults with it, and some of the plot points that I didn't like and all that kind of stuff, comment and tell me what you thought of the whole entire thing as a whole. So starting off, I think the planet is called Krypton, okay, and we're at this planet called Krypton, and we're there for a decent amount of time, we're there for about 20 minutes, and there's this war going on. Now, I'm not too sure what is exactly going on here. There's this big fight, alright, big action scene. And during that action scene, Russell Crowe, his wife has a baby. It's the first scene of the movie, and basically the baby is Superman. They call him Kal-El in this film, and he gets sent to Earth because they think that he's like, they could save them all or something, and they implant all these things inside of him. Like, I didn't really get that, and I'll tell you why I didn't get that is because there was so much action in this film. Now, that wasn't a problem, but there's so much action in this film that there was hardly any time for plot points and storyline. Basically, all it was saying, this is what happened in my past. This is what happened in my past, and I was born, I was sent to Earth. They call me Clark Kent now, and my Earth father died, and all that kind of stuff happened, and now this General Zod, he's coming for me, and I gotta fight him off. That's basically what this thing is about. You don't get any really emotion. You don't feel emotional towards any of these characters because there's no room, there's no time to actually have an emotional connection to any of these characters. I mean, you might think they're cool and say, this is really cool watching Superman, do his thing, but it happens to a point where there's just no room for important plot points to be put across in emotional moments. And once there's an emotional moment happening, let's talk about that. If there is an emotional moment happening, it gets taken away rather quickly, because after that it's like emotional scene and action scene, then back to emotional, then back to action. You really just can't get into it, and you really just can't feel for any of these characters, especially Superman. I thought that I was gonna have some kind of emotional connection to him. Quite frankly, I wasn't really, I didn't really care what happened to the character. I mean, I knew he wasn't going to die, but still, I mean, I wasn't emotionally attached to him, Like, Amy Adams' character, Lois Lane, I don't think it was necessary to actually have had her in the film. I mean, it's great that she was there and all, but I don't think that they needed to have her there. Now, there was a scene at the end of the movie where they meet in an office because he gets a job, and they act like they don't know each other, and he's just like, hey, I'm Clark Kent, and she's like, I'm Lois Lane, and then it ends, and then the movie ends. They could have done that if that was fine, and they didn't have her any of the movie, only that end scenes, that would have been fine. But they had her, I think they just put her there just to put her there. It was just like, she wasn't an essential character, I didn't think, and I didn't have an emotional connection with her either. The only one I really had some kind of emotional connection to was Russell Crowe's character. Whatever his name is, I don't exactly remember his name, but his character, I did have a small emotional connection with him, but then he gets killed off about 15 minutes into the movie, and they bring him back as like this ghost form, and he's talking to people, and they bring him back as like a ghost, which you still have that emotional connection, but it doesn't matter anymore because he's dead, So, I was just a little let down by some of the stuff. I mean, comparing this to Nolan's Batman Begins, that had the emotional support, that had the well action, the well paced, emotion and all that stuff, the plot, you really got into that. And this, it was kind of like, Nolan has a small stamp on this, but you could definitely tell that Zack Snyder is director and he's, you know, he's doing his thing. And Christopher Nolan, he really, I don't think that, you know, his stamp is there as much as Zack Snyder's stamp is. But I mean, like I said, just the plot, the acting is fine. I didn't have a problem with the acting, but I mean, at the end of the movie, there's a scene, and the bad guy, General Zod, he's got these lasers coming out of his eyes, I think, and he's trying to kill the people in a bank or wherever they are, and Superman, he's got him, he's trying to hold him back, and he's saying no, 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 and then all of a sudden he just snaps his neck and he kills him. And then he's like, he like screams because he's upset. I don't know why he screamed. Maybe because he's upset or something. He just didn't want to kill him. I have no idea. It was kind of strange. Some of the dialogue, let me tell you, one of the lines in this film, Amy Adams, Lois Lane, she's in this room, and she's going to be there for an hour, a couple, I don't know, she's going to be in this place for a while, and before the guy closes the door, she looks at him, and she says, what if I have to tinkle? And then he's like, there's a bucket over in the corner. I'm thinking, what the hell? What do you say tinkle for? You know, you say, what if I need to use the bathroom? You don't say tinkle, she's a grown woman. That I was a bit, you know, it was like awkward, almost, you know. But in the end, that's about all my you know, spoilers and nitpicks that I have on Man of Steel. Thank you for watching this. Like I said, if you haven't seen my Man of Steel movie review, the link, I'm going to put the link down below so you can catch up on that. And then comment and tell me what you thought of Man of Steel. And if you agree with any of my points. If you don't agree, I respect that. And comment and tell me what you think on the whole movie as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. As always, subscribe. And that's about it. Over and out.
You can say